Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Journey with James podcast. I am James, of course, and as I always say, I'm elated that you guys have joined me on today. It is a privilege, it is an honor that you would take the time to either listen to this or watch and listen to this, as we are available on Spotify. You can watch it and listen to it on Spotify. We are available to listen to on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and any other podcast entity. I believe Podcast Beat is another one. Any other podcast entity that you like to listen to your podcast on, you can type in the Journey with James podcast to get that, get our show, the latest episode. I keep saying hour, but get my show, I should say. I do know, if you guys do know, I do have another podcast that I have with one of my best friends, George. We have the show called The Young and the Beerless podcast. So please check that out as well. We are in season 2 of that show. So check it out when you get a chance. The same exact way. But we are also available on YouTube at youtube.com/The Young and the Beerless. So thank you guys for joining me again. This is episode number 7 of season 3. I plan to give you a few more episodes. I want to apologize, first of all. I have been extremely busy, of course, relaunching the Journey, relaunching the Young and the Beardless, doing editing for that and doing work with that. It takes a lot of work to do that stuff. Plus, dealing with, of course, the everyday responsibilities of a grown adult, my kids as well, and being in school. As some of you may not know or may know, I am in school for my doctorate as well. So I can tell you it's been a crucial time for me the last few months. And so now I have a little break, a little summer break, not summer break, but a little Christmas break before new classes start for a new semester. So I'm going to use this time wisely to connect with you guys and to grow Journey with James, the whole enterprise of Journey with James. And you can find me anytime. You can find the latest of what I'm doing by going to www.journeywithjames.net. And so really it's the Journey with James Network. And I promise I'm going to update it more so you can know what's going on in my world. Because this whole podcast is about uplifting, empowering, encouraging, inspiring, and motivating you in your walk of life. Why not motivate, encourage, and inspire each other in this walk of life? We are all in it together. You know, we work together and we help each other with life lessons and strategies for growth in your life. Hey, we'd be a better world. I was sitting there thinking about the latest news that we're hearing over the last few weeks and months of suicides. It's like the spirit of suicide is heavy on this earth right now, and we have to pray. You know that I'm a Christian. No shame in my game about it. And I believe that we need to be praying right now more than ever, because it says in Ephesians 6 that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but spiritual principalities that we pretty much cannot see, but we can. But in the spirit world, some people can. But I can tell you this: things are going on, and it's not by accident. And so we got to be prayed up, man. It's crazy out here. From the Walmart shooting, which was like 20 minutes from my home. I actually shop there every now and again because it's closer to my job. And so I would get off and I'll go there. And I remember I took my boys to get something for dinner one time, maybe 2 months before this even happened. And it's just a scary feeling to know what if I had my kids or whatever. And so, you know, we can get fearful because of everything that's going on. But God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of love and a sound mind. So we're going to walk in love. We're going to walk in bravery because we know that God is ever-present help, and we're going to walk in common sense, of course. We're not going to just put ourselves in danger, but we're going to trust God that we are covered by the blood of Jesus against the wells of the enemy that's trying to attack this world and attack us. We have to stay prayed up. So keep that in mind. The latest person that committed suicide, allegedly committed suicide, was Twitch, DJ Twitch, they called him, which was, he wasn't a real DJ, but he was good friends with Ellen. He was a DJ on the Ellen show. That's Ellen DeGeneres show. And he also got his fame from the dance competition called So You Think You Can Dance, which he is a dancer. He's a pretty good dancer. And so on. I don't have TikTok, but somebody said to me that he is very, very popular. Him and his wife, they both dance. He's very, very popular. He was very, very popular on TikTok. I say was because he committed suicide a few weeks ago. at the age of 40. And I'm looking at me, I am approaching 40 years old in a few months. I am elated and glad to be turning 40. But you just goes to show that you never know what people are going through. We think about those things. We see him. A lot of people have said, he's smiling. He seems like he have a good life. He seems like he's happy and different things like that. But you really never know what's going on inside of someone's mind. A smile can be just a frown, a made up frown, to try to perpetrate what they really feel inside. And we put on this mask. I said it before. I put on a mask to be something I'm not, to look like I'm happy, to look like I'm okay. When all the while I'm going through so much turmoil inside of me. And so we got to be careful and not let social media be the indication of how someone really is in life. Because I'm going to tell you, everybody ain't happy to show themselves happy. They're taking all these pictures and stuff. I like taking pictures as well. And I like to smile, but I don't necessarily always put all the bad things as other things I'm going through. Now, I am more transparent on my posts, but I don't post it all the time. But I can tell you, sometimes I put a smile on my face because I'm trying to shift my attitude, shift the atmosphere, shift how I'm feeling, and trust God and have peace. And so a lot of times the smile is not all the story. And so we got to be careful. We see how Twitch was. He seemed like a good person on the outside. A happy person on the outside, but we just don't know. All these rumors are going around, all these allegations and conspiracy theories. Let the family mourn in peace. Because we are glossing over, we have all these conspiracies and different things like that we're glossing over the stronghold of mental health, mental struggles, I should say. We all need somebody to talk to. And so I just want to take this time to tell you guys that it's okay to get help. It's okay to go to be going through. Don't feel ashamed that you're going through. Don't think that you're alone. You're not alone. All these people in this whole entire world, billions and billions of people, and you mean to tell me you think you're alone? That's a trick of the enemy. Just know that you are not alone. And it goes to show that we look up to these people that are famous, they are in the limelight and all that stuff, and we automatically think, oh, they have a good life. I wish if I had that life, I'll be good. But you don't realize that money does not change a thing. You can have all the money in the world and still be sad and depressed and just so withdrawn inside. Because money is the root of all evil, yes, but money does not solve your problem. It's the peace of God that solves your problem. It's the peace of God that gives you on the road to healing. It's the peace of God. It's having God in your life. When I'm saying having God in your life and having a relationship with him, that's what's important. And a lot of times, I'll be real, sometimes we like, God, why? Oh, I don't want to talk to God. I don't want to do this. I want to do my own thing. We get like that at times. I'm just being transparent. But at the end of the day, when we really get to ourselves and we really think about everything that's going on, we realize that God is the only present help that we have, because we go and do those things that we think that's going to please our flesh for the moment. But I've learned something, that temporary pleasure is for eternal pain. So what happens is, if it's temporary, you have an eternal pain here that you need to get healing from, but you're doing temporary things, you're going to keep having a cycle of doing the same thing over and over again, because it's an eternal problem, but you have a temporary pleasure. So that pleasure is going to keep going and going. It may build. It may get to something addictive. You might be addicted to sex, to drugs, or whatever it may be, whatever vice it is that you use to cope. When you do that when you do that and you don't realize that it's a temporary fix, you're going to just be going in cycles. And that's what the enemy wants us to do. He wants us to go in cycles. But wouldn't it be something if we just say, you know what, I'm going to take control right now? And I know it's hard. It is absolutely hard to do that. But you say to yourself, I'm going to take control right now, and I'm going to get the help that I need. And I always stress this, that therapy is important. Therapy is essential. Therapy is okay. You're not crazy. I think the biggest problem that we have, and the reason that we don't get the help that we have, is because we're always trying to put on this facade for people. We always want to feel like everything's all right for the world, because society say you have to be this, you have to be that. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's okay. It's okay. If you're going through, reach out. A valued friend, if you want to talk to somebody, reach out. Suicide hotline, reach out. And I'm going to get that suicide hotline number in just a second. I have it in my mind. I think it's 988, but I want to make sure I get the right number, because there may be somebody that's listening to me right now that is at his wit's end, and this can change your life. This message can change your life. And I just want you guys to know that it's going to be okay and that you will get through. So yes, that number is so easy now. That's not a toll-free long number anymore. It's simply three. It's simply three words, and that's 98. I'm sorry, I said three words. It's simply three numbers. That's 988. Again, 988. Get the help that you need. Reach out. And let me tell you something. Therapy has been such a blessing for me. I do have a new therapist right now. He has really just complemented even further the growth that I've already had over the last few years with my first therapist. And now having this therapist is only refining and help me to grow even more and digging even deeper than I ever thought I would have to dig. And he's straightforward. So I appreciate my therapist because it's helping me. And I'm going to tell you now, it's okay to get the help. I've heard someone say, I just need God. And of course, we do need God, and God should be first and foremost. But I also believe God gives us people to help us to cope with the daily routine of that the enemy will try to bring our way when we're trying to move forward. And then all of a sudden we get these thoughts. We don't know what to do with it. But therapists can help you to cope with it. These strategies, how to get into the word in an effective way, how to worship even better when you're in these situations, how to do this and how to do that. Just giving you coping mechanisms that are healthy for you. That's the key. Healthy coping mechanisms so that you can heal properly. And one of the biggest things I realize about healing properly is being honest with yourself, being honest with your faults, and being honest with your shortfalls, being honest with your things that you don't want people to know. If you're dealing with insecurity, if you're dealing with jealousy, if you're dealing with hurt, if you're dealing with pain, we try to cover that up. But when we are real with each other and when we can say, you know what, I am honest about this. This hurt me. I'm honest about this. Oh, I don't like this. Or I'm honest about this and that. That's when things can really change for your life. It's crazy. It seems like my mic is going in and out, but it's probably my headphones. It's time to update these headphones. I've had these headphones, by the way, for I know a good 5 years. But God is good anyhow. He really is. And so I just simply want to tell you this on this particular podcast is that you are not alone and that you're going to be okay and that you will get through. But don't take your life. I've been there. I've had those thoughts. I've wanted to do those things as well. But I also reached out to someone because it scared me. Actually, it actually scared me, and I reached out. And you check out the Young and the Beardless podcast. I forget what episode, maybe 4 or 5. I talk about my latest ordeal with that and how I thought about my kids. They need me here, and just thinking about all those things is important because. Like I always say, I always talk about this particular song because I love it by Yolanda Adams. It's called This Too Shall Pass. It really will pass. The things that you're going through is not going to be forever, but you got to hold on. It feels like it's forever, but it's that perseverance that's going to get you through. It's that perseverance that's going to help you to grow. It's that perseverance that's going to get you through. And it's that holding on to faith, knowing that God has got you, that's going to help you. And when you come out of this, it's going to make you stronger. It's going to become your misery is going to become your ministry in some sorts. You'll be able to minister to somebody else, the goodness of God, and say, you know what, where you are right now, I've been there. But let me tell you about a God that makes things all right, a God that turns things around, a God that can make what seems impossible to us possible. And that's the key. And so keep that in mind. Keep that in mind today. Be encouraged today. Know that you're going to be all right. You can always reach out to me. If you go to journeywithjames.net, we are the Journey with James Network. You can always scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page, and there's a prayer request form. You can tell me your prayers, or you want to get some off your mind. You can put it there, and it will come to me, and I will do just that. So please do that if you need to. Also, if you are looking to possibly be on the show and talk about some of your life's journey, please send me a message. It's right beside the prayer request form. It's a form you can fill out to tell me your story, and you could possibly be on a future edition of the Journey with James podcast. I actually have a guest coming soon with a good story about success, so stay tuned for that. So with all that said, thank you guys for joining me for this edition of the Journey with James podcast. I keep it pretty short and to the point, but it's very good that I'm doing this because it helps me. It's like a therapeutic session for me, and I'm so glad to be back at it. I know my therapist told me I need to get back at it and get more consistent with it, and so that's something I'll do because it's helped me, and I know that if it's helping me, I know someone out there is saying to themselves, hey, I love listening to this podcast. It's helping me a lot. So if I can help just one person, I've done my job, and I thank God for it. So God bless you guys. I love you guys. I mean, I see your face and I know who you are, but know there's love for you. I truly do love you, and know that I care, and know that God cares and God loves you above everything else. You always going to have God. He will never leave you nor forsake you. He will never stop loving you. He has that agape love, which is an unconditional love, a love that just continues to flow. It's unconditional, no conditions to it. He's not going to love you if you do this or do that. He's going to love you unconditionally. What a love that we have. We can't say that for you can't say that for humans. No, he ain't got conditions with everything, but that's no here or there. We just need to know that we have someone that loves us eternally, no matter what. Isn't it a great feeling? And that's a feeling that should help you when you're going through as well. Okay. Again, check out journeywithjames.net and join me on the next edition of the Journey with James podcast. Okay. Season 3. God bless you guys and take care.